Yo, 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 what's going on? What's popping? All right, what's going on? You know what? I'll be right back. I'll be right back. So stay tuned, guys. All right, what's going on, Third Water? All right, I'm back. I am back. I'm back. I'm back. All right, and this is just a general statement. All right, you are responsible for whatever happens in your house. You're responsible for it. When it comes to us as content creators on YouTube, on any other website that hosts videos and what have you. If you have a panel, if you host a panel, anything that happens with inside the panel that you host is your responsibility. And if you happen to be a person on YouTube who enters another person's panel, whatsoever happens, anything that happens within the panel, the first thing you have to look at is the person who's hosting the panel. This is common sense. This is common sense. Why? Because the one, easy. The answer is simple. Because the person who hosts the panel is the only person in the position to set order and extinguish whichever problems that occur in their live stream slash panel. This is common sense. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand this. It's sort of similar to a homeowner, right? There are different laws across different states within the United States. Laws concerning negligence, in which if something happens, if it happens to be a homeowner and something happens, and like I said, and if another person is inside the property of the homeowner and something happens to this person, the homeowner can be responsible and charges can be pressed or yeah, the charges can be put upon that homeowner. Same thing when it comes to an owner of a company. Why do you think a lot of companies get sued? When people get injured, when people get harassed, when people get bullied, a lot of companies get sued, not based upon what the owner of the company has done. Well, it's really based upon what someone else within the company has done. And the owner or the managers or the supervisor, what have you, become negligent to a problem that occurs. That's room for a lawsuit. A lot of companies have been sued due to negligence. Why? Easy. In these companies, the owner or the manager within the company or who's in the position of authority has the power to extinguish a certain problem that occurs or a potential problem that cannot, or a problem that can potentially occur, and did not utilize their authority to stop this problem. So there is a belief in society where if you are in a position of authority, you are responsible for whatever happens to someone that's underneath your authority. The reason why I'm saying that is because easy, simple. When you're a content creator and you host a panel, this is your property. That panel, that channel, it's your property. It's your intellectual property. And you are in a position of authority within that intellectual property. Thus, what so happens within that intellectual property is your responsibility. Thus, thus, if you host a panel and there's a person who constantly come on your panel being hostile towards other people who happens to come on the panel also, you as the host have a responsibility to nip that in the bud and stop this problematic individual from creating any more hostility within your panel. If you negate to do that, then you're being negligent. You are being negligent. Thus, people have the right to hold you accountable of being negligent of setting order within your panels. And that's the issue that was happening earlier today concerning a certain content creator. That people was addressing her because they was holding her accountable due to her being negligent in correcting a person who was constantly being hostile towards other people that would come on the panel. And there was several people who addressed this person and told this person, when I mean this person, I'm speaking about this specific content creator that hosts panels, about the hostile individual, including myself. So it's like there's a common denominator where several people have the same issue with the same content creator. Excuse me, I'll take that back. They don't have the same issue with the content creator, but they have the same issue with a certain individual who comes on this content creators panel. And feel as though the content creator is being negligent in utilizing her authority over her channel to correct this problem. Thus, what happens? These individuals who addressed her withdraw their support from this content creator, in which they have the right to do that. But now this certain content creator, based on what I'm seeing in that person's video, have things misconstrued. In which this person is claiming that the only reason why people have withdrew their support from her channel is because they don't like one individual. No, that's not true. That's not true. The truth is people are withdrawing their support from that person's channel as a result of the same problem constantly happening over and over and over again when it comes to a person that is being hostile and extremely disrespectful towards other people that will come on the panel. Thus, people have done the right thing and address the owner of the panel. All right. So there's, and it seems like that this content creator who runs this specific panel is either not comprehending this or don't want to accept it as the truth. Thus, the ones with the issue, the ones who address this content creator have the right to withdraw their support from that person's channel and say, I'm out. And that's the right thing to do. If you're within the property of someone else, whether it's somebody's real property or someone's intellectual property, and in this case, we're speaking about intellectual property because a person's YouTube channel is a person's intellectual property, right? So if you're within someone's intellectual property, to be specific, if you're in that person's live stream and someone else is being problematic and you address the owner of this intellectual property about the problematic individual, and you see that really there's no solutions, nothing is being solved when it comes to this problematic individual, then you have the right to leave. It's common sense. This is common sense. Why? Because the owner of this intellectual property is not being responsible to maintain order within their property. They're not being accountable in making sure that other people that come within their property are not being disrespected in any type of way. What's going on, guys? What's going on? G Dizzle, what's up? China White, JLJ 504 HD, Skizzy 215, Third War Colombian. How you guys doing? If someone is telling you something that a problem that's going on within inside your house, and you as the landlord or the owner of the house is being negligent in solving this issue, then that person who complained has the right to get up and leave. So when people withdraw their support from this content creator, they're doing the right thing. So therefore, you have another individual, Rudemp, right? Now I respect Rudemp. Rudemp, that's my homie right there. But Rudemp, he's doing a live stream. I think the live stream is still up, in which the title says, "Leave that person alone." And just to respond to Rudemp is that people are leaving that person alone. No one is attacking this individual. No one really attacked this individual. No one even have any personal hatred or dislike for this individual. But at the same time, people are going on this individual's channel and recognize a problem, a constant problem that is going on and on and on. Thus, they're utilizing their right to address it. And if the problem is not being solved, then the solution to that is to just separate. You go your way and I'll go my way. When you're a content creator and you host a panel, you're responsible for everything that happens within that panel. Therefore, if there's an issue that happens on your panel, people have the right to address you. What's up, Just DeAndre? What's up? People have every single right to address you concerning the problem that's going on your panel. Why? Because it's your panel, it's your house, and you're responsible for anything that happens inside your house. So if there's a problem, it is your responsibility to make that problem go away. Why? Because it's your house. And if it's your house, you're the only person who's in a position to make the problem go away. Anytime when there's an issue that happens in a live stream, the host of that live stream is always accountable. Always. I don't give a damn what. If you go to a person's live stream and there's multiple people there and certain things that's out of order within that live stream, you always hold the host accountable, because it's the host's job to maintain order within that live stream. And when you see that order is not being maintained, the first person that you look at is the host of the panel. No. It's not okay. Renaissance Man, 2008. Renaissance Man. It's a general statement. What I'm saying is a general statement. So it applies to whoever fits the description, whoever you think fits the description of it. But technically speaking, I was not even thinking of this person. The person you think it is, I was not even thinking of this person when I made this video. But if you feel that this person fits the description of it, that's your opinion. I don't have a personal issue. I don't have an issue with this person, But now it's a general statement, Renaissance Man. What I'm saying is just a general statement when it comes to the content creators that host panels. This is why I host my panels the way that I do. This is why certain things that happens in my panel, I nip them in the bud right away. See, because I don't know, it seems like what some content creators don't understand is that being that you are responsible for whatever happens within your own house or within your own intellectual property, is that at the end of the day, when something problematic occur within your own panel, you're going to be the one to look bad. At the end of the day, you're going to look bad because people are going to look at you as the person who allowed problematic things to happen. And this is what's going on with this specific content creator, right? And this is the same thing that happens amongst a lot of other content creators. A lot of content creators look bad because of the type of nonsense that they allow with inside their panels. And it's only right they end up looking bad because, once again, if you host a panel, you are responsible for every single thing that happens with inside your panel, being that you are in a position to control your panel. You are in a position to allow things to happen. Listen, you are in a position when you host the panel, you are in a position to prevent anything from happening. You are in a position to allow something from happening. You are in a position to allow something to happen, and you are in a position to prohibit something from happening. You are in a position where you can allow people to enter your panel. You are in a position to kick people off your panel. You are in a position to let a person speak. You're in a position to mute a person. So when you are in this position of course, with that control comes responsibility. Because being that you have this type of control, that means that whichever problematic thing that happens or that may potentially happen on your live stream, you can end it at any time. And if you don't do that, people should blame you. People should hold you accountable. And I'm no different. I'm no different. Like any other content creator out here who hosts panels. If I allow any type of disrespect, hostility, or any type of fuckery to happen on my panels, I'm the one responsible for that. And people have the right to hold me responsible to that. So I'm not exempt from that neither. When I make this statement, when it comes to you are responsible for whatever happens in your house, this statement applies to me too. It applies to anybody on here that makes content and that hosts panels. This is common sense, really. Your Renaissance, who's allowed to say anti-black rhetoric on this panel? Which panel? You probably mean another person's panel. Okay. All right, not my panel. What's up, Jersey Hammer? To me, this is common sense. I'm not stating anything complex. I'm not stating anything complicated. I'm not giving you guys, some sort of advanced physics or some sort of quantum physics. I'm not doing it. This is common sense. You are responsible for whatever happens in your house. In any environment, if you go to any environment and you see something problematic that happens within that environment, the first people you blame are the ones who are in control of that environment. Why? Because the people who are in control of that environment are the people with the power to stop the problem from happening. They're in a position of to have the power to nip this issue in the bud and make the problem go away. Therefore, if the people who run said environment isn't utilizing their power to make the problem go away, then that person is being negligent. And that person or people needs to be addressed. And once again, like I said before, that's what happened earlier in my previous live stream, and that's what happened yesterday on a certain person's live stream, where 3 individuals came on this person's panel and addressed the problem that's been going on in that person's panel that person have negated to extinguish. All right, Renaissance. All right, cool. And when that happened, when 3 individuals attempt to address this person got offended and started interrupting each of these 3 people while they were speaking. So thus that person, that content creator that was being addressed, did not want to hear what these 3 individuals had to say. Thus, the 3 individuals did the right thing. They left. And at least 2 of these 3 individuals withdrew their support of this said content creator. And that's the only thing you can do in that situation. You did the right thing and addressed the problem, right? But when this content creator or this person who is in control to make the problem go away refuse to listen, then you have no choice but to separate yourself from that person. Go your separate ways. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So once again, when my man Rudemp said, leave this person alone, with all due respect to Rudemp, the fact of the matter is people have left this person alone. People have, because that's the only choice that people have now, is to leave this individual alone. If you refuse to fix the problems that occur in your house, people have the right to leave your house and never come back. See, when you own a home, or when you own any type of property, whether real property or intellectual property, you are responsible for the well-being of anyone that is within your property. You're responsible. So that's all I'm gonna have to say when it comes to this. That's all I'm gonna have to say. I'm not even gonna address this situation anymore. Because several people, more than enough people, have addressed the problem, and it seems like a certain individual don't want to accept don't want to accept that as facts. So therefore, the only thing for you to do is to leave that person alone. So in a way, I do agree with Rudep. Leave that person alone. Don't try to start no issues with that individual. Don't try to be hostile towards that individual. Don't even have any ill will towards that individual. Just let that person be. Leave that person alone. Go your separate ways. Okay, I'm gonna post the link. Well, I have posted the link to this stream just in case if someone wants to come on my panel and speak on behalf of this issue or in regards to this issue. If not, I'll just leave. Okay, it looks like nobody wants to come on the panel. If that's the case, I'm out of here. Jersey Hammer says the problem is folks will consider the leaving alone as an isolation attack. Attention is currency here. Yeah. And it seems like that's what this person is trying to do. Is trying to make it seem like it's an isolation attack, as if this person is being blackballed. No. People are just no longer tolerating an ongoing issue that's happening in within that person's panels. Thus, they're leaving, in which they have the right to. Now, on the flip side, this said content creator, being that is their content, have the right to continue to let certain people within her panels, regardless of how problematic they are. But likewise, people have the right to hold you accountable for whatever problems result in you in this person continuing to allow problematic people to enter their panels. And also they have the right to withdraw their support from that said content creator. That's it. It's that easy. It's not difficult. Hell, you got hell. Just be lucky that this is not that this issue is not occurring within the business world or in the workplace or even within somebody's real property. Because out in the world, especially in the corporate world, if there's an issue, if there's a problematic and ongoing problematic issue that's going on within the company, and people who are in authority are negating this issue or have neglected this issue and prevent themselves from solving this issue, oh boy, they'll be in court. Well, the company will be in court. Meanwhile, they'll be fired. You can't do this shit in the corporate world. In the corporate world or in / workplace, if someone is being hostile to another individual and they and creating a hostile environment for that other individual, human resources have to step in. The supervisors or the managers have to step in and stop this hostile issue from happening. If not, then that whole company can be sued and all them people in the position of authority can get fired. And that would look bad on a person's resume or just within a person's track record if they was in a position of authority inside of a company, witness a hostile situation happening within that company and did nothing to stop it. In that predicament, no other company would want to hire you because now you're being a liability to their company. Once again, a lot of companies have lost millions and millions of dollars, man, if not billions of dollars, when it comes to negligence. Why? Because there's a belief within the court of law and even within the corporate world that a person of who's of authority is responsible for whatever issues happen underneath their authority. I mean, think about it. You know, when someone goes to a store and they have an issue, what's the first thing they ask? Where's your supervisor? Because there's a belief amongst, like I said, in the corporate world, in the court of law, and just even when it comes to regular everyday people, that people who are in a position of authority are responsible for whatever issues that happens underneath that person's authority. And when it comes to here on YouTube, if you're a content creator and you host a panel, you have authority over that panel. Thus, whatever happens within that panel, you're responsible for. So, in this case, none of the people who addressed this certain content creator was in the wrong for addressing this person. They have every right to. But if that content creator does not want to do anything to solve this issue, then the people who addressed it are right in withdrawing their support from this said content creator. Like I said, if this was out in the real world, it'll be a lawsuit. So just be glad that here on YouTube, that the only consequence that that this said person is facing is just people leaving them alone. You know? But anyway, I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a good day or a good night. All right, peace.